don't believe earrings. The only show on the internet 3 hours before shower time. Okay. Mr. Baron, how are you?
Was that our real opening?
Yes.
Oh my gosh! What the heck was that?
That was
really bad.
Yes, exactly. Now you get how I feel, Joseph, about this whole this whole situation. Now you understand.
I didn't know that was real. Everybody.
Yeah. Hello.
Just to let you
Internet.
know, we don't coordinate this at all. Like
Nope.
what we do here. This is all a surprise to me as much as it is to you guys.
Yeah. This whole show actually is improvised. At least I haven't played most of these games that we've been streaming, and yeah, everything we do here is improvised. And Joseph doesn't know what's gonna be the intro, and so yeah. Anyways, we're gonna be playing Mega Man X5. Hopefully, we're gonna finish this today because honestly, I'm getting sick of this game.
What? Last week had so much fun. Such a liar.
You know what? You're right, Mr. Brown. This has been a lot of fun, but we need closure on this one. This is Mega Man X Collection for PlayStation 2. This is a real PlayStation 2. We're not doing any of that emulator business because Capcom is doing a good job with that emulator business, isn't it, Joseph?
Yes, yes, it is. I know their business strategy very well.
Why don't you tell us what happened this week?
So, alraz found the news first before I did, but apparently, Capcom is not going to give us a Mega Man Legacy X Collection, but a Mega Man X Collection 1 and 2. They broke it up into 2 parts because money.
Yes. So
and doing this to the consumers.
Yes. Rather than just putting everything on a single game, they decided,
Which
hey,
you could easily do.
Yes, you can do it with modern technology. They decided, hey, why don't we just split the whole thing into into 2 games? Because I'm pretty sure that's gonna end up well with with consumers. I'm pretty sure everybody's gonna be happy with that, right? Why don't we have 2 games instead of 1? And and most likely
and fail to actually mention it too.
Yeah. that's I guess that's the saddest part. Well, the saddest part I think is gonna be when they announce that Mega Man X. Oh flip! Why is it not hanging up? When they announce that they are not releasing Mega Man X Command Mission as part of the whole thing. I mean, if they at least release Command Mission as part of both games, one of the 2 games, I guess I'm gonna be okay with that.
I don't know if I can ever play through X Command Mission again.
We're good. We're going to, Joseph. Don't worry. We're going to.
It's a very, very long game.
That's fine.
It's difficult too because there's a lot of grinding and just doing this so much repetitive stuff.
Yeah. So we've been doing this thing on the Sunday live stream, which you probably don't even know that exists. But I started a
Sunday live stream.
Yes, I started a Sunday live stream with my Swedish friend, and yes,
friend?
I have a friend, and yes, he's Swedish. Flip. So what we've been doing
really
is I can't do this thing. What we've been doing is we play for like 1 hour, 1 hour and a half, the same thing that we do in this stream. But I also play for another hour off the stream where I do nothing but grinding and, leveling up and looking for items and things like that. So that you don't have to watch me just doing that boring thing. And well, it's been like 2 episodes so far, but 2 or 3 episodes, but it's working well. So I think we can do that. With Command Mission. Oh flip. You know what?
I believe in the timeline, Command Mission is only like less than 100 years before 0.
But that's one thing I wanted to talk with you about. Nobody's watching, right? That sucks, man. That's kind.
I think we have 1.
Oh, we have 1 million viewers. Hello, millionth viewer. Uh, so the thing is, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, I was looking at the timeline after Capcom released that little piece of paper where they show the design of Mega Man X before it was actually a thing. And
Yep.
so I decided to look into the timeline. I found this thing on Mega Man Zero Complete Works, where they show that there was the Maverick Wars, which I'm guessing is these games that we're playing right now. Oh no, it's Dr. Wily. Hello, Zero, my old friend.
No, don't worry. It's just Zero.
Zero, dot, dot, dot. I thought you'd be here, dot, dot, dot.
Well,
Zero.
I mean, not even thought he is.
He is
so.
here. Well, but he thought before he was here, or something like that. Zero, dot, dot, dot. I came here to bring you back. Wait, when did Zero... can you remind me what happened last week or 2 weeks ago, Joseph?
He was in the shuttle and it crashed.
And, oh yeah, we were looking for him. That's right. Even though we could have played as Zero. Whatever. That's you.
Oh, my instincts told me I could find clues somewhere near here. Dot, dot, dot.
Zero, it's too dangerous. You'll end up being consumed by the virus. Dot, dot, dot. Isn't it clear at this point that the virus doesn't affect Zero? I'm. That's a legitimate. I'm asking. Not as a sarcasm, but
No, I mean it hasn't affected X yet, so you could say, isn't it clear that it doesn't affect X?
yes, I will ask that same question. I mean, everybody's so worried about the virus, and it's clear that it's not affecting either of these two guys. Well, it's making X weaker, but not much than that. Not much more than that.
You, dot, dot, dot. Don't tell me you have checked
Ooh,
my virus readings. Dot, dot, dot.
that's the. Yeah, you don't check up on person. Oh, I did. Why weren't you damaged even though you have been infected by the virus? Oh, yeah, that's another thing. Well, we'll discuss that immediately after this. In fact, you have become more powerful with infection. What the This isn't the time to fight.
That is true. What is going on here?
When we have a mission to accomplish, but I'll bring you back by any. Oh, come on.
You say you'll bring me back to the base even if you have to fight me?
Yeah, it's gonna be a pillow
I
fight.
thought we were friends. Are you gonna tell me you're Maverick now? No,
Ooh.
you're the Maverick one.
No, you are the Maverick, Joseph.
No.
Ooh.
X.
Ooh.
I can't dare to fight.
No,
You can't dare to fight me.
Ooh, that sounds
I'm
like.
Batman.
Ooh.
You're a big heart. That is your weakness.
No.
Oh, and kindness. And your weakness. Okay, dot, dot, dot. Trust me.
Dot.
No, obviously he has no trust for you at all.
Zero, you've got Maverick. I'm gonna kill you. Zero, I don't want to lose you. Oh, this is getting.
Aww.
I'm really worried about you. Dot 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 dot, and I do trust you. Dot dot dot. So I'm gonna kill you. I love you so much, and I'm gonna kill you. That's why I have to. This is so. Why do they put those things in there anyway? So you
What?
also this whole the arguments and the storytelling, if they are not gonna make a legitimate effort to make a good story, why make any effort at all? Or more like, why put that thing in there at all? Just remove all the crap and focus on the gameplay. So yeah, that little document that Capcom released where they show at least a little bit of a hint of what happened between Classic and X. If you have it there in front of you, Joseph, or I'm just gonna explain it for whoever is watching, which I know is flipping nobody. Know what?
No, I don't have it in front of me.
Okay, so in that document, they show that Dr. Light and Dr. Wily were colleagues at college, and they loved each other. Yes, didn't you?
That's a spoiler.
Yes, Capcom is spoiling us. I think this fight is gonna be a little bit harder than the rest of them. And
it is Zero. I mean, come on.
Yeah, and they also show that at the time where Dr. Light was working on the so-called X project, Dr. Wily was working on the Zero project. These two fellas that you have right here, and apparently he took let's call it inspiration from the design of Blues Protoman to make Zero. He used it as a reference according to the document. It doesn't say he was the inspiration. Oh, flip, that thing does a lot of damage. I gotta avoid that. That thing also does a lot of damage, and so does that thing. Does touching Zero do a lot of damage? Yeah, that does a lot of damage. And so what happened, according to this document, is that Zero was infected by some sort of virus that Dr. Wily was working on, but the virus was never completed. According to the document, Dr. Wily died midway through working to this virus thing, but
and he actually died from a virus.
It doesn't say that, actually.
Wow.
The document doesn't say that.
Was it cancer?
It doesn't say what he died of, Joseph. I'm sorry to say.
Was it HIV?
We don't know, Joseph. We don't know. And in science, when you don't know, all you get to say is that you don't know, okay? Oh, flip, that thing is very dangerous. These things aren't so bad, but they still kill you. If they hit you enough, they kill you.
Like that.
Yes, just like that. Dr. Wily died after completing Zero. So Zero was completed, but the virus was not.
So Dr. Light outlived Wily?
Oh, that's a very interesting question, because nowhere in the document does it say when, if at all, Dr. Light died. So it clearly says that...
Dr. Light might have never died.
He might. I mean, for all we know, even in this game, he talks like he is somewhere...
Maybe he uploaded his conscious to like a computer system.
Yeah, he definitely did something. I mean, both Light and Wily did something, because you can clearly...
Wily? How did Dr. Wily do something?
Because he's Dr. Wily, and he's that good. You can tell because they are both actively working in this game and in future games. What am I fighting for? Oh no, that's another game. I thought I won. That. I didn't expect you to do that. That.
To explode after you beat him, like every other robot.
Yeah, you didn't expect somebody to blow up after you blow them up. I never expected you to use Soul Body. He did not use Soul Body. He exploded. There's a difference.
What's Soul Body?
Oh, that's the thing you get from X4 on X4. I'm losing consciousness. And ooh, that's you.
Hey, he's not wearing his armor.
Yeah.
X.
Is he singing a song? No. You missed 3 dots there.
I wasn't counting.
Oh, jeez, who is that?
Who is this?
This is Sigma. Oh no, wait.
Oh,
Is that Dr. Wily? No, that looks more like
No,
Sigma.
it's Sigma. It just looked weird on my screen there.
Mm.
So who you do Sigma, right?
Yeah. Dot dot dot. Ha ha ha. Dot dot dot. Dot dot dot. Was this a time on the internet where dot 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 was like very popular? Why is there so much dot dot dotting in this games?
I don't know. It's a
You've
lot.
done very well, the X dot dot dot. I will make your end easy! Exclamation mark, exclamation mark. No way.
Dot dot dot. No, I won't allow you to. I know everything you're trying to do.
What? You pitiful fool.
Ooh, he's not.
Dot dot dot. No, I won't allow you to.
Don't do that to X when he's
Only I.
He's my bitch.
Ha. Dot dot dot. Ha. Dot dot dot. Dot dot dot. You're as dot 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 persistent dot 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 as ever dot 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 Sigma.
Oh, dun dun dun. Or should I say dot dot dot?
Blast.
Yeah.
You figured out who I was.
I haven't completed you, dot dot dot. I will retreat for now, dot dot dot. Somehow, I know you two will come again.
For you.
Oh my gosh, you're losing it. Come on.
I'm sorry.
Wait. Sigma. Dot dot dot. I will defeat you. Dot dot dot. Without fail.
Dot, dot, dot. Oh wait, no dot 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 there. Oh well, he's gone. Now loading. Clear time. So yeah, we know that they are both active and they are both sentient. So one way or another, they figured how to cheat death. Both Dr. Wowie and Dr. whatever. You know, very important. It is you.
I'm getting
No, you.
a stronger energy. Reaction from point 11F5646.
Is that trying to say F you?
The energy is too strong to get an accurate data sample. It must be reading Sigma. Dot, dot, dot. I can't think of anyone but Sigma.
Ooh.
She can't think about anybody but Sigma. Sigma's behind all of this. Who
No.
would have thought?
Well, that's a first, isn't it?
I won't stop you from getting to or going to fight anymore.
You never
What
did.
anymore? You've been like the one encouraging us almost.
Not a
Come
single
on.
time. Every single time she was like, "Oh, by the way, if you want to keep going to this place that you don't have to go anymore, I'm not gonna stop you because hey, you're my boss. You're signing my checks."
Yeah, I know. It's like, whoa. Hey, I'm leaving everything dot 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 in your hands dot dot dot.
As you always do. Dot dot dot. Did I save? I think I did save. Yeah. Dr. Y.
Wait, go back for a second.
Yeah.
I just was looking at that picture of her in the top right with her mouth open. It's just such a correct type of picture.
He's like, Mega Man.
just with her mouth open, like screaming. That's all.
Mega Man.
Every single freaking time.
Mega Man, you should hurry up. Anyways, yeah, Dr. Light and Dr. Wily cheated death. Somehow they figured how to cheat death because you know that they are active in future games and other spin-off games. Ooh.
Oh, this
Look
is
at
your
the
favorite level.
Is this the Pokemon Stadium? Are they having like a Pokemon thingy?
Also, this background's really killing me right now.
Whee! What I was saying? Oh yeah,
You really see how bad the frame rate is when you see something like this.
I know, Joseph. I know. I'm sorry. I can't do anything about that.
Gosh.
So, as I was saying, Dr. Wowie and Dr. Light cheated death because those are some cheating bastards. And so yeah, the document doesn't say when, if Dr. Light died at all. But it says that, so, oh, flip. Dr. Wiley died after completing Zero, but before completing the BIOS. And the interesting thing is that it clearly says that because, well, Zero was infected at the lab, more on that later, but so Zero was infected by the virus, but because he was already the baddest Maverick or robot ever made, that somehow made him the
Not
so
affected
bad.
by it. Yeah, I know. Immune.
No, he became good. And for as stupid as that sounds, it actually makes sense. Hello, Doctor, my old friend. Oh no, you're
He's
not
level
Dr.
96 now.
Oh, flip. Look at that shit. I'm guessing it's gonna be Thunder? What else can it be? Goose Shaver? I don't have anything ice, so I'm gonna assume it's this thing. Nope, that's not the thing. Is this the thing? Nope, that's not the thing. Is this the thing? Nope. This thing? Oh, Shoryuken. This thing. Oh, no, not that thing either. Is this the thing? Definitely not that thing. You know what? Screw this thing. Because he was already so bad, he became good, and that actually makes sense because in computer science, even in modern processors, when you have a variable that's any integer number has a limited range from zero. Well, from I'm gonna try to explain this as simple as possible. In computer science, if you have a number that's bigger than what the processor can handle, what happens is that that number resets to zero, no pun intended. And for example, if you remember, well, you probably were not even alive, Joseph, in the days of Super Mario Bros. On the NES, remember the infinite lives cheat code? You remember that thing, Joseph? Were you even alive?
Sure.
No, you don't. You obviously don't remember. There was this thing that you could do in level 3-1, if I recall correctly, where you could keep jumping on a turtle at the end of the level.
Yeah, Krupa shell over and over again. You put it into a corner.
Yeah, and you will, you will basically get to the point where your lives will show up like a weird thing. It was just rather than showing a number, because then the game was never programmed intended for you to have more than like 8-9 lives. The game doesn't even provide that many extra lives, so they never thought of that particular thing. That's actually a bug, not a feature. But the thing is, if you kept on going, I'm pretty sure you know about this, at some point what will happen is that when you died, you will just get a game over screen rather than, continue as you will expect. So you will, instead of getting infinite lives, you will get 0 extra lives. And the reason for that is because that number was an integer number that was overflowing, and after you get past 127 lives, what happens is that it overflows and it resets to minus 127. So, and if you keep going, you keep incrementing that number, minus 126, 24, 25, and you can basically get back to 0 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on and so on. So forth. So what happened to Zero is that his badness meter was so high that it overflew, and he became a good robot rather than a bad robot, according to this particular document. See, all of that ties together, Joseph. And
Can you explain it again?
no. So
Like how I did that?
you what? No, I don't.
So did you like how I did that?
No, I don't. I hate you actually. No, thinking about it, I do hate you a lot, Joseph. I couldn't hate you anymore. So, the other thing is that even though we already knew this, I'm gonna say it again because I enjoyed destroying that fan theory that Zero, according to fan theories, Zero went crazy and destroyed all the robots from.
I thought he went bananas.
Well, he went bananas. Fine. When he was first created, he destroyed, according to fan theories, he destroyed all of the robots on the classic series, and that was actually very easy. I didn't even have to focus on that fight. And that's why the characters from the classic series don't exist during this X series. But that document and what we already know from other Mega Man games destroys that theory, because in the document you can clearly see that Zero was infected at the lab and became good. And also, we know that Zero was never. Oh, flip! Hang on. Zero was never active during the age of the classic series, because near the near the end of Mega Man X4, what the flipping hell? He's level 96, Joseph. I can't handle this. He's too awesome for me.
Oh, I can't even see what's going on. I still have this stupid background the whole way through.
Oh, I feel sorry. Oh, flip! You just kicked me out. The ones I defeated stay dead, right? Even if I continue. Oh, yes, they do. Yes, they do. So, at the end of Mega Man X4, if you're playing with Zero, you remember this cutscene where Zero and Sigma fight, and Sigma punches Zero in the flipping head and makes a hole in his head and whatnot. During that cutscene, both at the intro and at the end, at the beginning and at the end of that cutscene, Sigma refers to Zero as that red maverick, which makes it clear that nobody had seen him before. I don't remember his exact words, but he says, yeah, I want Dr. Kane examine that red maverick, and where is that red maverick that took over some other guy's unit and whatnot. So at that point, it's clear that nobody knew Zero, nobody had ever seen Zero before, and he was like a completely new thing. And also, that document explains what happened, I believe, and this is my theory, Joseph. Listen.
Hey, listen!
Hang on, let me just move over here. And
then I'll give you my two theories.
No, don't give me your theories.
Wow.
I'm joking, Joseph. Come on, dude. Come on. What was I going to say?
So this is your theory.
A game theory. Thanks for no, that's a different show.
Also, we're probably gonna get sued now.
Yeah, YouTube is gonna take us down. My theory is that what happened is that during that fight between Sigma and Zero, Zero was not affected by the virus yet. He was infected, but not affected. See what I did there? And I'm not talking about what I'm playing. Oh, what the what? That's a cheat if I ever saw one. So he was infected by the virus, but because the virus was actually never finished, it was, a little bit glitchy, a little bit on the glitchy side, so it wasn't working as intended. And it wasn't. Oh, I see what happened there. So the virus was not working on Zero, and that's why he was going berserk or bananas or whatever you want to call it. And that's when Sigma entered to fight him. And oh, flip! I screwed up. Would you believe? Whatever. But when Sigma punched him in the head, that actually activated the virus. and also made Sigma, also infected Sigma with the virus. But because Zero was already the baddest of the Mavericks, he became good. But Sigma started to become bad because he was not the baddest of the Mavericks, and you can clearly see that transition actually in that same cutscene. Because at the beginning, I actually rewatched the cutscene. That's why I know all of this right now. I went ahead and rewatched the cutscene after seeing the document thing. Where was I going? Oh yeah, you can clearly see on the cutscene that at the beginning Sigma is like a very nice guy. It's like, oh no, I'm not gonna risk any more of my men. I'm gonna go fight this Maverick myself and whatnot. And by the very end, somebody asked him, "Oh, Commander Sigma, you okay?" And he's like, "Move out, you bitch." So you can clearly see that he got infected by the virus there, and that was very subtle actually. And I didn't expect subtlety in the X series, but yeah. But the point that I was trying to make with all of this, Joseph, is that Zero couldn't be the one that destroyed the Mavericks on the classic series because he did not exist back in the days. We know that Sigma, X, and all of the Reploids, well, all of the Reploids were created from X's image. So he's like God of this series, and
Not Zero though.
no, except Zero, yeah. But Zero is not a Reploid, for what we know.
Zero is made in Proto Man's image.
Exactly. But Zero, who cares about Zero, Joseph? Only you do.
Okay, so now you want to know the real truth to all this?
Okay, you don't care? That's the truth? Is that the truth that I'm missing?
The real truth is Zero did destroy everybody.
Really? Can you explain that?
Yeah.
Can you elaborate how he did that?
So, Dr. Wily did make Zero and did use him, and he did go crazy on pretty much everybody, and they must have figured out a way to
Shoot him down?
either like knock him out or to get him out of the way.
I call BS
because
on that.
and I'm pretty sure he also did something to Mega Man, and that's why that's why Light had to make X as well. And the whole point of making the virus was to maybe control Zero, but it was never finished.
Oh, flip. Oh, man, I was doing so good on that
So
one.
after they got Zero
But
back under control,
wait.
he was trying to improve on Zero again to make it so that he can use him.
Okay. Who was trying to use him?
What? Dr. Wily.
But
So Dr. Wily made Zero. Zero was complete. He sent him out, went crazy, destroyed pretty much everybody. That also prompted with like Dr. Light making it, but well, it wasn't complete yet because obviously he wasn't in control of him.
Yeah.
And
that's
also and then afterwards he's making the virus, which he did not finish to try to control Zero.
But why would you make a virus to control Zero? That's to
Well,
make him go
I don't
out
know
of-
if it was supposed to be like exactly the way the virus was. It obviously wasn't
No.
complete, but he was trying to design something for Zero to make it so he can control him correctly. Except for go crazy.
But the virus is called the robot virus. It's not called the Zero virus. So it sounds more to me like what Dr. Wily was
Who
trying.
called it that?
The document. In the document, it clearly
It was
says
just called the robot
the
virus.
robot virus. It's not called the Zero virus. Flip. So it is clear that what Dr. Wily was trying to do was something completely different. Otherwise, he will have called it the anti-Zero virus or the something that's not meant to affect all robots virus. But the name is very generic.
but why would he infect why would he infect Zero with that virus?
He probably didn't. So again, Zero.
I'm pretty sure he must have.
No.
Or it was inside of him somehow. How did it get there?
Let me explain. The document also says that Zero got infected at the lab, not by Dr. Wily. It specifically says got infected at the lab. When did he get infected? I don't know, but it was not by Dr. Wily. It was
And you think it was after his death?
after the death of Dr. Wily, because well, again, the document says that Dr. Wily pretty much died after completing Zero and before completing the virus. It and well, actually, the document implies that it wasn't much more after he completed Zero that he died. So he completed Zero, and almost immediately later he died.
Correct, and I think it was maybe partially to Zero after after he completed him.
Yeah.
And it failed. He had to try and make once again. I think this robot virus that
but
was
what's-
supposed to be used with Zero.
So, but you're saying, okay, he went berserk and killed everybody, but what sources do you have for that? Because there is nothing that points at that at all, neither in the document nor in the games.
The only other thing that could have happened, with my theory, is basically some huge tragedy happened
Yeah, we don't know
to
what
everybody, like some
Yeah.
type of either like apocalypse
Yeah.
of everything. And pretty much Dr. Light and Dr. Wily, just after this whole thing happened, came up with their ideas of making a new robot that could maybe be super strong
and
after
save the
this.
world. That actually
Maybe
makes
not save the world, but
but
with Dr. Wily obviously take over the world, and for Dr. Light to
to
protect
save
it.
it, yeah. That actually makes more sense, because
And it must have been something with robots where Dr. Light felt like he had to make a robot that understood emotions.
and carry. More on that later.
Because
but,
it must have been something with emotions, or
Yes.
not having emotions that caused this whole thing to happen.
yeah. More on that later. But before that, yeah, that theory of the apocalypse makes more sense because
I mean, those are the only two things that make sense. Either Zero destroyed everybody and caused like this whole like apocalypse situation, and then he had to be redone, sort of by Dr. Wily. And that, I mean, I could see that fitting a little bit. Or this apocalypse happens. I don't know how the apocalypse happens.
Yeah, well,
And then Dr. Light
Capcom
and
is not
Wily
telling
feel
you.
to make
Actually,
this.
yeah. So if you look at the document again, this document says a lot, even though it doesn't. You just need to look around for the clues. If you look at the document, on the bottom left corner, there is something that clearly was hidden. That there is a part of the document that's covered by another piece of art, and it's obvious that it was intentionally covered, because I'm guessing that's an important piece of the puzzle. And that thing that's covered, it's a line that goes from Dr. Kane to the Repliforce unit 0 to 23, if I recall correctly. So basically, the document says that between X, Sigma, and Dr.
Oh
Kane...
yeah, I'm looking at the document now. Yeah.
Between X, Sigma, and Dr. Kane went out to form the Repliforce units 0 to 23, but there is something that's hidden that goes from Dr. Kane to the units, and there's clearly something behind that line. It's not just the line. Oh, flip. And I'm guessing that line is the answer. It's like he wanted to stop whatever caused the apocalypse, and that's how he went to form the units with Sigma and X. What is that something? We probably will never know, because Capcom is never gonna tell us. But yeah, so that's the thing. Again, going back to your theory of Zero, I don't think it's Zero. The document doesn't show any clues. Shows more clues that Zero was basically bad, yes, but was never active. At least for what we know so far from the...
No, then it also brings up, how did he get activated?
Oh, that's a good question. And we don't know that part either. But at least we know from Mega Man X4 that he was activated until after the whole catastrophe of the world thingy. At least that one we have clues for. Oh, flipping hack these guys. Stop shitting on me. What am I supposed
Also, I don't. The way that this document's done with the died during midway incomplete virus.
Yes.
Does not imply that he died and did not infect Zero or put it in Zero.
No,
I
but-
think
But
it's
if you,
still possible he could have put in Zero.
but no,
Was
but
working on it.
the document the document says
I think that
infected-
Zero was supposed to be the thing that infected everybody with the virus. I think he was putting it in Zero to use as
everybody.
like a thing where it's supposed to control him and or
No.
could be control him.
Yeah,
If we're going with the theory that he destroyed everybody,
Right.
or he was just using it as him being like the person who goes around infecting everybody when he like touches them pretty
okay,
much.
he cannot be the thing because the virus was meant to make everybody bad, not go
I'm saying-
berserk.
I'm saying that he was playing on Zero, going around making all the robots bad by just him being there. He infected him, like he's like infected to infect everybody else
Well, first of all,
intentionally,
yeah.
but it was never
I already-
completed correctly.
I already forgot what I was going to say, but well, first of all, the document does say that Zero was infected at the lab, not by Dr. Wily.
No, it doesn't say. I mean,
It
he's
does
in the
say.
lab. But I mean, I still think that Dr. Wiley
could have
could
been.
have been the one who infected him with it because he was going to use him. It wasn't. I don't see as like nothing here indicates that he got accidentally.
Infected. Yeah, it doesn't say it was
Infected.
accidentally, but it doesn't say it was. Dr. Wiley doesn't say it wasn't fine. The other thing you say, he wanted Zero to spread the virus. I had something to say about that. I just forgot while looking into this thing. If he intended to do that, wait, where was I going with all this?
And create an army of bad robots.
Yes. I already forgot. God damn it! It was a good argument, I swear. Why will
Also,
he?
according to this document, it looks like he started the virus before he started the Zero project.
Yeah. And so he used Protoman as reference. I have the document in my head. I'm following the lines in my head. He created evil robots. Then he created Zero. He was working on the robot virus at the same time. Got infected at the lab. But if Dr. Wily was the one that infected him, why wouldn't they draw a line from Dr. Wily to Zero or the Zero Project, just like they did, for example, from Dr. Kane to from Dr. Kane to the Reploids when they draw a line from X, saying that X was used as a reference, but there's also a line from Dr. Kane saying he used X as a reference to create the Reploids. If you look at the bottom left of the document, there is a line where you clearly can see that X was the reference for the things, and I don't know, there is
Correct. It's a diode line.
yes, and there is no similar thing for the robot virus to Zero. See what I mean? It's like the robot virus has its own line, but there is no line from Wily to Zero, implying that the robot virus was put there by Dr. Wily.
I don't know how they would draw a line to Wiley and do that.
I'm pretty sure
But
they.
Wiley being all the way in the top there like that. I don't know how there would be a line for it or ability to do that.
I see what you mean.
I mean, with Dr. Kate, at least there's like something there that I mean, they put him there, and then it says Discovery Mega Man Zero. I mean,
Yeah.
or Mega Man X.
Yeah, discovered Mega Man X. Yes.
I mean, I don't know how they would be able to show that, like, unless if they added like the word Wily infect that or something. They would have to
They-
actually put that in.
They could have.
But they're
but
so
they-
vague on some stuff here.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell.
I guess that's intentional. They remain vague intentionally. Um, let me just give me a second to think. What was that argument that I had against your idea of Dr. Wily being the one infecting Zero with the virus? Well, that first of all, that contradicts your other theory that they were trying to stop him using the virus. And
well, it
also-
was incomplete.
yeah, but again, so
I mean, obviously, none of this was planned to happen this way, where he would become good because of the virus.
right.
Either the virus was used to.
Oh, that's right. So
This goes with either theory. Either the virus was going to be used to infect or to have Zero go around infecting everybody to become bad robots. He was going to be the main source of it, or he was using it to be able to control Zero. That's my two things on
okay,
this virus.
so you say it's either one or the other. That's what you're
Correct.
saying. Okay.
Depending on the situation, which one we're going with on
see.
the apocalypse side or the non-apocalypse side.
Or the Zero apocalypse side.
Correct.
I will insist that it's not the Zero apocalypse side, mainly because Inafune-san
I think
himself.
I always love that theory though, that Zero destroys everybody.
Well, Inafune, you know that somebody asked Inafune-san during a live Q&A that exact question is like, do you believe that it was Zero the one that destroyed all the classics? And Inafune-san's answer was like, I don't think so, because that's not how Zero is. That doesn't match Zero.
Unless if you look at Mega Man X4 where he's trying to kill Sigma.
Yes, and everybody's talking like nobody knows him. And oh yeah, here's the thing. If it was Zero, you will think that there will be warning signs all over the place. Like on your theory, they somehow managed to stop Zero and put him
Yep.
back to sleep. But if that was the case, they will put warning signs all over the place, just like Dr. Light did with X, saying, "Hey, don't disturb this capsule."
No, I'm
until,
thinking
like-"
Dr. Wily is the one who actually was able to stop him, and he was going to try to use the virus. Though, one thing I don't like about my theory with the Zero apocalypse thing is that he started on the virus before Zero. I mean, it would actually make more sense with it to start, or if it was
start
after Zero.
Yeah.
Because it happening before Zero makes it have less sense that it was going to be used to control Zero.
Yeah, it sounds more like it was used to.
But
be
it
spread.
does make still, I think, sense in the sense of the Apocalypse one that he was going to use Zero to infect everybody else.
I see.
I mean, to me, it's like, okay, I'm going to give my strongest robot the ability to turn everybody evil for
Into
me.
evil
I mean,
robots.
it makes sense to me.
Yeah.
And
Well,
it wasn't
may-
complete yet, so the effect didn't actually work the way he wanted.
But in that case, then Zero will not be activated until much later, right? Because he never got
Well,
to finish his
He never
thing.
got to finish, so I'm not even sure how he was activated. To tell you the truth, I don't think Wily is the one who activated him. Somehow,
I don't think so.
either he activated him himself or somebody else accidentally activated Zero.
Sounds more like that's what happened. I'm guessing that if Zero was found in that place where the Zero and Sigma fight happens, because it looks like a laboratory to me, and I say laboratory, not lavatory, because that's how you pronounce words in English. You're supposed to pronounce the letters on those words, not pronounce the words. Anyways, so yeah, it sounds to me like Zero was never actually activated until much later.
But do you think he already had the virus in him, or do you think that when he was activated, he also got affected?
Yeah, I think he had the virus, but the virus, again, because it was never finished, was glitchy. So he had the virus, but the
So
virus
why
was...
did he have the virus in him?
Hang on, what?
Why did he actually have the virus in him?
Oh, that I don't know. I'm guessing. I'm gonna go with you and say
Yeah, I like
Dr.
saying my
Do-
theory is working here a little
Okay,
bit. I
okay,
think
fine,
that he was
fine.
going to use Zero as
as the way to spread the virus, but he never got a
spread the
chance. He never got a chance
finish
to finish the virus. So yeah, and when Zero was activated, he had the virus, but the virus was not active. And
Correct. It's not active.
and then Zero. Oh,
And
sorry,
then Sigma did everything.
Yeah, Sigma screwed everything up by fighting him. And now the virus is active, and Zero is the nicest guy ever, and Sigma is the worst guy ever. And we have a nightmare of a war here because war never
Correct.
changes.
That's the idea that's my idea of it.
Yeah.
So I think we both agree that the apocalypse thing, like, I wonder what caused it though. Like,
Yeah, that's a good.
the apocalypse thing.
We need to see under that piece of art that's covering the bottom left corner. Of
I
the
doubt that piece would tell us that part because
I'm guessing it's gonna give a clue, or at least it's going to confirm the theory that it was some sort of apocalypse or some sort of something. It's gonna shed some light. I don't think it's going to completely explain everything because the document doesn't explain anything. It's just a compilation of vague ideas of
how
it's a
were they
timeline.
allowed to get this information anyway?
There is a Japanese blogger called Rockman Unity. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Rockman Unity.
Yeah, I don't know if he works for Capcom or not, but he does a lot of Rockman related stuff, as you may guess. And yeah, there was one episode where he went to Capcom, and as part of the 30th anniversary, Capcom showed him that thing. Again, I don't have the full context of exactly how this happened, but yeah, it was shown in Rockman Unity. And yeah, it is official because it's all over the place. It's not just in one or two Mega Man sites. It's all over the place. And so yeah, at least I guess we can agree that the apocalypse theory makes more sense, and that most likely Dr. Wily was trying to use the Zero as a means to spread his virus, but he never got a chance to it. Yeah, does that sound like a good theory?
Yep. I
Yeah.
agree with it. I mean, it makes the most sense to me. And
And-
then obviously it all went wrong, making Zero good. That wasn't the idea.
That epic fail. Well, like everything.
It's like, darn, what are the chances?
Like everything Dr. Wily does, to be honest. He completely screws up all the time. Yeah.
Like, who would have thought that a virus that's supposed to make you evil would make you good?
Yeah. Well, I guess it's because another one of the fan theories, I don't know if you agree with this, is that Dr. Light is good with software while Dr. Wily is good with hardware. And yeah, you can
I've heard things like that.
well, you can clearly tell that he definitely screwed that one up. It's also, I guess, possible that the fact that it didn't work is because it's not complete. So we may never know. Oh my goodness, it's 7:20 already? Gosh. I need to finish this game today. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I wonder what actually killed Wily. Because I'm just surprised that just old age. You think?
Yeah, they were both too old. I mean, they obviously figured out a way to die but not die, but yeah, sounds like they were too old. And in Mega Man X, Maverick Hunter X, you remember the cutscenes where Dr. Light is talking like he's really old and he's about to die. So sounds like, yeah, he basically died of old age. I will not be surprised if it's the same thing that happened to Dr. Wily. Even though they never actually died, because those cheating bastards figured out a way to not die. And they never shared the secret with the rest of humanity. I guess that's a good thing. We don't want assholes sticking around for too long.
And what's also interesting is Zero doesn't know who Dr. Wily is, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we have a scene where he sees him but doesn't know who he is.
Yeah. And also, well, I don't think nobody seems to remember either Dr. Light or Dr. Wily, which is weird. and adds more to the theory of the apocalypse that something happened, and basically all of the ancient history of the classic series seems to be lost to this universe. Nobody seems to know that there was another who came before you. He was a hero and your brother and my son, and he fought the darkness. The darkness won.
The problem is there isn't supposed to be like a huge, like that huge of a time gap between
Yeah,
Mega Man and,
and-
and the X series, right? It's only supposed to be, from what I know, like a couple hundred years, right?
less than 100 years actually.
Less than 100 years.
Yeah, because actually you can see in the computer of Mega Man X. I spent a lot of time thinking about this, by the way. In the computer on the intro stage of Mega Man X. Well, actually, we know that the first X game happens in 21XX because the third one also happens in 21XX, and we know that the classic happens in 20 flip in 20XX. But flip, this is gonna be hard. But in the intro of Mega Man X1, you can clearly see the computer says num something systems CPS blah blah blah, and it says copyright 2103, 2110, and 2113 or something like that. The latest date is 2113. So which weapon should I be using with these guys? By the way, I'm not even using the master weapons, and they have these massive life bars, and I'm having no trouble, almost no trouble. Let's start one by one. Not that. Probably not that. Not that. So, yeah, so...
That one.
Yeah, that one? This
Yeah,
one?
whichever one
Oh,
it
yeah.
was.
Oh. Yeah, so it's probably like 50 years, 100 years at most. Well, maybe 130 years, we don't know.
So it's just weird to lose all knowledge from that so quickly.
Well, if you ever played Fallout, Joseph, you know that an apocalypse can be devastating. And actually, in the manual for Mega Man X1 and also in one of the Archie comics, they repeat that thing. The logs from Dr. Kane seem to indicate that the world is in ruins. So that adds even more to the theory of the apocalypse. Well, I guess the apocalypse could have been caused also by Zero, but I don't like the Zero apocalypse theory. Doesn't make sense. Given what we know right now, doesn't make much sense. Flip, stay away from me. Oh, that reminds me.
I mean, I think they could figure out a way if they really wanted Zero to be the one. They could figure out ways to add information and other
Sure.
things, like sort of like what I did,
Yeah,
to
yeah.
make it make sense if they wanted to.
Just fill the gaps. Yeah, but I don't know. Given the information we have, sounds like it was something else. The hints point somewhere else.
I mean, they would have to add information, like sort of like how I did,
Yeah.
in order
what
to make
else?
it make sense. But I mean, if they really wanted to, they could. Right now, I agree.
The apocalypse.
The apocalypse is just it goes with it the best.
Yeah. Another thing that comes out of that document, now that we have exhausted the Zero apocalypse discussion, we need to make a live show. Oh, we do have a live show right now. We need to make one of those TV live shows where we discuss important topics, Joseph. Another thing that comes out of that document is if you look at the top left of the thing,
Yeah, let me see.
Dr. Light created Rockman and Roll, and he started working on Project X. And one thing that immediately caught my eye, well, not immediately, but eventually caught my eye, was the fact that the document shows a line from Rockman to Project
Is it-
X. It's a dotted line.
Oh
It's-
yeah, I know you like this. You
Yes.
love that.
Because well, it is not a straight line. It's not a solid line. It's a dotted line, like implying it's not like classic Mega Man became Project X or was put in Project X, but it definitely doesn't mean that Mega Man was used as a reference to create Project X, because you see in other parts of the document clearly stated when a character was used as a reference. For example, Proto Man was used as a reference to create Zero, and X was used as a reference to create the Reploids, but there is no reference word used from Classic to Project X, implying that there is something Classic that was put on Project X, and Capcom will never let us know what it was. But that adds to my theory that indeed this guy is the same guy as Classic. It's just that it's more like a friend of mine says, like, his core was put into X, like probably something happened that maybe destroyed Classic, and after he was destroyed he was put into X. And that's why they basically have the same personality. They are very naive, very nice, and very Mega Man. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And that's why he doesn't have any memories.
And he had to be in hibernation for over 50 years to
30.
become exactly like Mega Man.
30 years. Not 50.
Mega Man didn't have to be in sleep for 30 years
Yeah,
to
but-
become Mega Man.
Well, but Mega Man was not Mega Man X, Joseph. That's important.
Yeah.
My theory, and this is gonna be the most controversial thing probably I've ever said in this channel. Here is my theory of what happened. Well, first of all, again, I guess, or more like I think that, yeah, the core or the kernel of Mega Man is here. He doesn't have any of the memories because it's just the kernel what made classic Mega Man being so good at whatever the hell he was. Yeah, that core is still part of this guy who, yeah, has a different body and has probably a different mind, but what makes him thick is still the same thing. And the reason for that, well, many of the reasons for that is that dotted line that you see on that document is one of the reasons that I have. But also, and you're probably going to strongly disagree with this, Joseph, is that in I need to focus on that part. Sorry. Whenever we get to that part, I'm gonna stop talking. In the Archie comic, there was an arc called the Dawn of X, where it was both so good and so bad at the same time. I don't know how they managed, but without giving you much spoilers, during that arc, what happens is that you see two stories being told in parallel. One is in the classic era and the other one is in the X era. So, and they are both fighting the same robot. That is, Mega Man, classic Mega Man was fighting some robot in the past, and apparently something happened that they never destroyed the robot, and Mega Man X and Zero are fighting the same robot in the future. But what else can I say without spoiling everything? I think I spoiled most of it, but not all of it. So they give you a few hints here and there that yeah, this is definitely the same universe. Both characters exist in the same universe, but at different timelines, which goes in line with what we already knew. But also, you know how in the intro of Mega Man X, Dr. Light says, oh yeah, X is the first of a series of robots capable of thinking, feeling, and carrying on his own decisions and whatnot. Having feelings or something like that, it makes it very clear that he's the first robot to actually feel emotions. And during that story arc on the Archie comic, classic Mega Man is showing a lot of emotions, mostly fear and hang on. Sorry, I need to focus on this. I'll be back to you. That sucked so bad. He was showing emotions like in it was a little bit subtle, but it was very clear that he was showing emotions because the rest of the robot masters were not showing any emotions like that. So yeah, that sounds to me like it was a hint from the writers that these two guys are the same guy, one way or another. They are the same guy, and you're gonna be like, well, this is a comic, it's not canon and whatnot. You have to say that first, Joseph, before I go on. Joseph, you have to say it. Joseph, are you in there? Joseph, God damn you, Joseph. Oh well, I'll wait for Joseph to get back. I'm gonna focus on this guy for now. Hello, Mr. Barone. How are you? Joseph. He's probably watching the Olympics again. Because apparently that's the only thing that matters these days. Joseph!
Hi.
So,
I agree with everything you said. Okay, it's not canon, so you can't use it as a reference.
yes. And it's not, yeah, it's not canon, but the thing is, when they were hyping up the story, because they did hype it up, trying to sell as many copies of the comic as possible, obviously. I'll flip.
You wanted to sell copies of the comic?
Yeah, those monsters. Can you believe that a company that sells comics was trying to sell comics? How dare they? And so when they were hyping it up, they explained that they were working with Capcom. Oh, that saved me. This is gonna take a while. What's his weakness, by the way? Could it be fire?
Probably lightning.
Probably lightning, yes. They were working very closely with Capcom, and blimey, we have 30 minutes. And they say that that's when nope, not lightning, not that thing either, not that thing. Probably not that thing. Not that thing. Oh flip. Well, that thing did something. Oh, that thing. That's the thing.
Well, this is sucks. Look at this.
Yeah, that's gonna be a lot easier. That's gonna make things a lot easier. Well, kind of. They were working with Capcom, and one of the things that they made clear is that they were not going to spoil the story. And I remember in one interview, somebody said, like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna use some very clever storytelling to avoid spoiling the part of the story that all the fans want to know, which is what happened between Classic and Zero." And that to me sounds like one of those very clever tricks that they were just basically showing without telling that what was you were seeing is indeed that Classic and X are the same character, whether you like it or not. They are not exactly the same character, but they are like oh, can I just flip? No, I can't. Oh, come on.
Wow, that was sad.
It was just like in CX. I don't remember, but I don't think they have any memories of the past. And if they do, you know, the biometals, X and Zero don't seem to have any memories of their past life, right?
Yeah, not much. The only thing that seems to know is that they have to defeat Dr. Wheel.
Yeah. So sounds to me like what happened between Classic and X was similar to what happened between X and Zero. Between the Zero series and the ZX series. At least it's possible. What else? So, do you agree, Joseph, that it is very possible that the essence of classic is on Mega Man X? No? You don't sound very convinced, Joseph.
No,
I'm gonna be honest. Well, sucks for you. I'm gonna ask Inafune-san right now. I'm calling him.
they're a whole different robots.
Nah. Well, it's not completely different because again, there is that little line. You can't ignore the little line. That line means something. Something from classic is in this guy. We don't know what that is. I'll grant you that any day, but it's not completely different. Oh, come on. Come on. What the fuck? I need to focus on that one. What else is in the document? It doesn't.
Oh, the only thing that you didn't mention is where it has X and 0. There's a line connecting the two.
They are analog projects, but it doesn't say anymore. So what does it mean that they are analogous projects?
I don't know.
Were they copying each other?
I have no clue.
I will not be
That's one
surprised.
thing.
I mean, it will not
The
be the
other thing that was in there is where the strongest Reploid Sigma is born.
He's born. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It doesn't explain where he came from because he was not created from X, apparently, or at least doesn't look like it. Because there
Doesn't
is
mean that he's not created from X.
I mean,
he says it's a Reploids, and all Reploids are X image.
fair enough. Does it say that? Oh yeah, strongest Reploid ever created. Yeah, but it's not clear where he came from. Hang on.
Well,
hang on.
when a mommy and a daddy really love each other.
Oh flip! Oh flip! Oh flip! Oh flip! 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 Ah! Finally.
Why is it?
Yeah. It's not clear who created Sigma. I'm guessing Dr. Kane. Did we ever find out that it was Dr. Kane? I don't know. I don't know what conclusions we can draw from that other than he's the strongest Reploid and he got infected by Zero. So, yeah, actually that brings a question. Does that mean that all Reploids are infected by the Zero virus? Well, the robot virus, that's not the Zero virus.
You know who's missing on here? Bile.
Jareth. Yeah, Bile.
Bile's not. on here.
I don't think Bile is that important.
I'm trying to think who it could be with the Dr. Kane with the part that's missing that goes to the Maverick Hunter unit. Unit here. Like who would go to Maverick Hunter units that I could think of? Because I mean I understand Zero going to it, and I can understand X going to it, but who else is in there that they would want to cover up that would go to the units?
Right. That's a good question. And
Who would they need to cover up?
oh flip, hang on, I'm dying.
And they have a direct relation to Dr. Kane.
yes,
Like somebody that we know that has a direct connection to Dr. Kane. Was there any robot that we know that had a direct connection to Dr. Kane at all? I mean, we know Reploids do, and we know he found Mega Man, but was there anybody else?
Joseph, here is your answer. Look at this.
What am I looking at?
Look at the background. So there is two capsules, one for X, one for Zero. They both look identical. That sounds like the analogous project thing means that they were identical?
Are you saying that both these capsules were not moved and they were both in this room together?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
And Dr. Kane found X, but
And
didn't find
Zero.
Zero because Zero was
It
already
was-
released or out of there.
Or maybe because Zero was like 3 inches away and he could not be bothered. I don't know.
I only went to this capsule.
It's like-
Impressive. ... The number one
Reploid. No, that was you, Sigma. Didn't you see the document? You are the strongest Reploid.
You are.
Actually,
Huh?
he what's it called? Mega Man's not. Mega Man X is not Reploid.
Oh, that's right.
You are. ...
Somebody needs to proofread this shit.
Oh my gosh! It just got worse. Oh my gosh, so much worse. Oh my gosh.
Why? Why did you do this?
Oh, why? Why did you do this? Oh my gosh.
Oh no, they're
this
fighting
is
for
so
zero
bad.
now.
Oh my goodness.
They won 0.
Because of Zero.
Oh
To
man.
awaken Zero from his false self.
He's a lesbian. He already knows that, Sigma.
What? I've conducted
Nani?
through research, and reached a tremendous result. I wanted to find out what Zero truly is, ... and scattered the virus all over the air to purify his
Body, ...
But the amount of virus was insufficient, especially because you bastard never played with Zero.
You just played with X. What the hell?
So I used the rundown colony, ... making it a virus colony and let it land on the Earth. You know the outcome, don't you? You almost annihilated the Earth for that? You monster! Fortunately, there are those handy guys called Maverick Hunters ever ready and able to come to rescue, and I knew the Earth will be safe and sound.
Huh? Don't you want to destroy the Earth?
But alas, most of the hunters have also become mavericks.
Well, who would have thought, Sigma?
Ha ha ha! That was a close one.
You?
You! ... How many hunters have you been?
Sorry. Hang on.
Having lost because of you! ... I'll never forgive you for this again. You're going to pay for what you've done again.
That didn't
Now,
tell us anything.
imagine this battle, and if you get hit twice, you automatically
Die.
die. Not this part. This part I think was pretty easy for Jared.
Yeah, this part
I
looks
think it was
okay.
his like second part where he like throws like a thing that is literally like half the size of the room.
Oh, he's throwing a thing, but that thing doesn't look like half the size of the room, Joseph.
No, trust me. You'll see.
there's a
You'll be
bigger
like, how
thing?
the heck do you dodge this thing?
There's a bigger thing. So the thing gets bigger.
I think he gets a sight if I remember right.
What?
So you would be dead right now
Whoa. And again.
on extreme.
Yeah. And I'm guessing on...
I think we got it down perfect. Like me and him got this down perfect, like without getting hit at all.
Ooh, oh,
It just always took forever.
that thing?
Oh, there it is.
Yeah,
Like-
that thing. Oh, flip. Oh, yeah. I don't see how you're supposed to dodge that thing. So, does he have any
Yeah.
other forms, by the way?
Yeah. Besides this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, flip. So,
I
there's
feel like if I remember right, there's a scythe.
So there is no point on using one sub-tank right now, I'm guessing.
No.
Because he's almost dead. I don't know how to do this part. Yeah, that part I don't know how to dodge.
Yeah. I just always remember it being very difficult. And pretty much if you get hit by it twice, you're done.
Hey, at least they give you one of those little things. So yeah, why are those two capsules right there? Doesn't make any sense. Maybe he just collects those things. He's like, oh, I don't have these two. Ah, flip. Ah, flip. Oh, flip. Oh, flip. Oh, flip. Oh, flip.
Man.
I'm messing up really bad. I know. All right. So let's go up. Up, yup. Up and that. I was
No, you weren't.
crouching there. Flip. Crouch. What were we talking about before this? I feel like it was important. Flip. No, yeah, you have to be dodging from this side because he's always gonna throw his thing from that side. Oh, flipping hack.
We were trying to figure out what the
the
missing
guy
thing for Dr. Kane. Like,
Yeah.
who do we know?
Could have done that.
Because there's no robot that I know that Dr. Kane like made directly.
He actually, when he found X, according to the lore, he's the one that developed the Mega Man X technology, if you will, to create the Reploids. He was
Correct, but I mean, there was like no major robot that we know that he made directly. Not like we know that he made Vile or he made Sigma. I mean, we know
Right.
that Sigma was made and whatnot, and he was also a Reploid, and Vile's also a Reploid. But
Yeah.
it doesn't say. There's no reference to Dr. Kane about that.
Right.
And Vile had nothing to do with being part of the Reploid force.
Not that I know.
So it's like, what could that actually be? It doesn't make
Right.
sense.
Right.
And like to me,
Ooh.
it's like me. The only thing I could think of that they might have wanted to block it is because it was an unused idea altogether.
That will make sense. Or is something that they have no intention of ever releasing, and we have no
Correct.
way to know.
It's like an idea that was totally scrapped, and they're like, no, we don't want even this to be an idea because then this will like make people think, what is this?
Yeah.
That's the only thing that would be my thought process on it. Is it was an unused, completely unused idea.
Oh, flip. Oh, he's getting me with his things. Oh, flip. This is getting really bad. And this is not even the hard part, for what I've heard. Oh, wow, I dodged that. Oh, flip. Oh, I did not dodge that. Oh, I can destroy those things. I forgot. With my
So many
regular,
deaths by
with
that
my
thing,
regular
man.
lemons. Ah, flip. Looks like I'm. I screwed up.
You're dead.
I am dead.
I am the law.
I don't know, but I really wish I could. So let's call Inafune-san, Joseph. Put Inafune-san in the phone. We have some answers. We need some answers from him. You call him in now? And now? His level, why is he level 25 while the other guys were like 95 or something? Was he like 125 maybe? That doesn't
No,
make
he's
any sense.
25.
Why is he 25 while the other guys were
He's
90?
not in his final form.
Ah. Oh. So this is the easy part, and I'm failing at the easy part. God
That would be correct.
damn. Is he weak to any weapon by any chance?
I know. I know Jared did not like using weapons, so he had to use the regular Buster too.
Oh, flip.
Basically, Jared made this as hard as possible for us.
Well, this is already hard enough.
I just
for
remember
me.
spending hours upon hours, and I think I like fell asleep at one point because I was like, Jared, you're not gonna be able to do this. And then he like woke me up saying he was able to do it. I was like, you have got to be freaking kidding me. How long have you been doing this for? I think it was like an
Days.
hour or more later.
Oh, flip.
Jared, I told him about her, but we were doing this.
And he didn't show up. Oh, flip. How am I supposed to dodge that? Seriously.
Trust me, that's like I said, it takes up half the room.
least I destroyed those things. Uh, uh, flip, 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 flip. He's gonna do the shooty thing again, and that's gonna kill me.
Sigma is weak to thunder.
Thunder. All right, let's use thunder. Is he gonna get stunned? Oh yeah, that does a lot more damage. A hell of a lot more damage. Oh man,
Oh, yeah,
nobody's
I can beat
watching. We're talking so much lore and nobody's watching. I'm so sad.
I know. It's like,
This is the best episode we've had so far. Well, the last one was also good, but still.
Hey, hey, hey. The number one hunter. You are X dot dot dot.
No, I'm just X.
Dot dot dot. Yes, that's what I say. The stronger you are, the more I want to destroy you. Dot dot dot. It was pointless to have Zero fight you. After all, you are the number one hunter. You show no mercy for the enemies or comrades. Shut up! Where are you, bitch?
oh yeah, that's right. The really big face.
Here I am. Can you challenge me at any time?
You can challenge me at any time.
I have delightful news. I have recently acquired a new partner. He has been very
you got a new
supportive.
partner.
And he doesn't come early.
Wow.
Sorry, I'm my voice is tired for so much talking. And we have flip 7 minutes before shower time.
He seems to have created quite a few robots, and he gave me the toughest body that you will ever see.
Oh.
You got here sooner than I expected, so it's not yet complete, but it is enough to defeat you. He's an
Wait,
excellent
so who created this body? He was saying.
A partner.
I believe you two know.
We ever figure out who that partner is?
He's gonna tell us in a minute. He's just, he has to warm it up, Joseph, so that it comes like a surprise to everybody. He's like, who is it? Who is it?
I believe you two know each other.
Who is it?
In fact, he used to be a comrade of yours.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, he was very persistent about you. And that makes him very helpful to me. And you see, there is someone other than me, who hates you,
Okay, and who is it?
Now feel our combined rage and die, but not before suffering horribly. Ha ha ha,
Goodbye, X. So, who is it? Oh, come on. That's Dr. Wily. That's Gamma from Mega Man 3. You see? It was definitely Dr. Wily. Oh, sorry. He was referring to Dr. Wily. Dr. Wily hates Mega Man X. Therefore, what am I supposed to hit? The big red flashy thing, Alraz. That's where you're supposed. Anything I can use against this form?
I think it's just the Mega Buster or X Buster, but I'll double check.
Okay.
Says X Buster, Nova Strike, Spike Ball.
Nova Strike. Yeah, that's a little too. Completely forgot about the Nova Strike, by the way. Somehow I did. Hadouken! Take that. Yeah, so sounds to me like he was talking about Dr. Wily because this whole thing has been about Zero and how Zero is the end of the world and blah, blah, blah. And throughout the previous 4 games, he keeps talking to Zero like, oh, Zero, we were supposed to be very good friends. Yeah, and that how much that someone hates X. Ooh. So yeah, I'm gonna say it was Dr. Wily. He was talking about Dr. Wily. Ah, flipping hack. Oh, this is very useful actually. Well, if only I could use it right.
Yeah, it's an alraz thing.
Oh, come on. How did I miss that?
I don't know, it's an alraz thing.
Oh, flip. Oh, flip. Oh, flip. Yeah, I don't see how I was supposed to dodge that one. Yeah, this is gonna suck. Oh, flip, flip. You still did the
You know
same
what really
amount.
sucks more? You're in extreme and you don't have the armors or anything. You do so little damage.
Even with oh gosh. So you have to keep dodging that stuff for an hour without ever getting hit.
That is correct.
Oh gosh.
Yeah,
And
Jared was an idiot.
we're getting dangerously close to shower time, by the way.
I know.
But we have no choice, Joseph. We have to persevere. Because we are so close. We need to know who is that friend of this. Oh, flip, oh, flip, 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 flip. Of Sigma. Who's Sigma's new friend? We need to meet his friend. Maybe he's a very nice friend. Who knows? By the way, I was reading Wikipedia about this game. And you know how Inafune-san intended this to be the last game in the series?
Yep.
Well, according to Wikipedia, what really happened is that Inafune-san say that he didn't have that much to do with the game. He just told the development team, look, this is going to be the last installment in the series. So, yeah, make that. And to his dismay, it was not the last game on the series. But yeah, this...
I mean, that's the whole reason. And one thing you can really tell that he had planned was in this one he was supposed to get
Yeah, he was planning...
X's gets
Yeah. He was planning to
Zero's
make
sword.
this, yeah.
And he gives Zero sword back in the X series or in the Zero series.
Right.
And that was supposed to be all meeting up. And then I think he got upset. He's like, well, that ruins my story a little bit here on this because that was what I was supposed to be showing is the reference to each other there.
Yeah, but it still works because there is the Elf Wars that happens 100 years before the Zero series, and that supposedly explains everything.
Correct. They had to make something up.
Yeah. Oh, bloody hell! How are you gonna do this, Joseph?
Not die.
That's easier said than done.
Well, I mean, for
Is
me,
this the final form, or do I still have to
Yeah, this
go?
is the final form.
I'm tempted, but no, I need to make better. I need to do better on the first form. I need to dodge his little thingies that cover the whole screen. Oh, flip. So if you're touching that thing, oh, flip. No, it's not if you're touching the thing. It just goes randomly in and out. In and out,
Oh.
in and out. Alright, let's try this again.
Just watch your hours die again.
Hello, Sigma, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
My old friend.
Because a vision softly creeping left its seed while I was sleeping, and the vision that was planted in my brain still remains within the sound of silence. In naked dreams of cobblestone, no, in naked dreams I walked alone, narrow streets of cobblestone. And I should probably stop now because we're gonna get sued for copyright again. It's
Did
not
we
that...
get super copyright at some point?
Well, my channel keeps getting copyright infringement notices from for having songs in my combo videos. So yeah,
I never heard about this.
didn't I tell you the Proto Man and then the all of the songs on the combo videos has nothing to do with this show. Oh flip. Oh flip. Oh well, I dodged that one, I guess. That
Yeah,
counts.
you dodged it somehow. You did it.
Oh, flip. Stop not dying. Oh, flipping hack. I was doing so
He
well.
got you so good.
That's another one that I managed to dodge. Die,
I
monster.
think this is gonna be the best you're gonna do tonight on this.
Nope. No. We're not leaving until I'm done, Joseph. Okay, so that's that.
So Nova Strike and what else was there?
Nova Strike is enough. And Mega Buster, I believe. Nova Strike should be good. That's Dr. Wily. Oh, flip. Oh, that didn't do jack. Just got hit twice. That was the end.
Think
What
about
are
if
you-
you had no armor or. Pretty much, you had to play this perfect. That's what you
Yeah.
had to do.
You
and,
win. Perfect. Can I do Nova Strike to dodge his attack thingy, maybe? I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna give it a try. And it's not like I'm gonna be able to dodge it anyway, so might as well just try a Nova Strike. Flip. Oh, come on. How did that even touch me?
Because you messed up.
No, I didn't. I did everything perfect. I'm Mr.
Yeah, right.
I'm Mr. Perfect. So he's shooting me with this, with the Sigma virus thing? Is that
Yeah,
why
I'm
he's
gonna go
doing
get some food
so?
after this. I'm really hungry, but I don't want to make anything.
Is he shooting me with the Sigma virus? Is that why he's doing so much damage? Get him, get him, get him! Flip. Yes, I can dodge it with the thingy. All right, getting better. Why did I change weapons? So if I do the Nova Strike, does that change my weapon? Right. Just flipping die already. What if I stay over here? Oh, that doesn't work. If I stay over there,
No,
doesn't work.
please. If that was a thing, I would have let you know that.
Yeah, this is getting really hard. I'm tempted to use... No, but I'm not doing any damage. There's just no point on doing that. Weak, weak. Alright. Mr. Sigma. You and I. Ooh, 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 ooh. That somehow didn't do that much damage. Up, 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 up. Oh, flip. But I was doing some decent damage. I think I should start using the energy tanks. Do you agree, Joseph? Just say yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Let's start doing that. Right? Let's do this, Sigma. Just dodging here. Yeah, I think he can't get me there. At least not with his jumpy jump. Just shoot the damn thing.
Jump and shoot.
Yeah, that's what you need to do. Jump, you shoot. Jump, you shoot. And eventually dodge, but mostly jumping and shooting.
Nova?
Oh, flip. How did I screw that one up? Man.
Being alraz.
It was a razzing around.
Is that really a question that you want me to answer, or?
Shut up, Joseph. I'm just gonna go to the other side using this
Wow.
thing.
That would have been. Hey, I lost audio. What happened here?
What? What?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Huh.
What's going on,
There
Joseph?
you are.
What's going
What
on?
happened there?
I don't know. I was able
Were
to
you
hear.
able to hear me?
Yeah, the whole time.
Interesting. I couldn't hear you, and
Oh,
I couldn't
that's-
hear the music to the game.
Yeah, that's weird. I hope that doesn't show up on the recording, but we'll see. All right, now I'm gonna be using that thing. I better get him this time.
So I was going to say, I was like, wow, if me and Jared could use that dash attack, man, that would have been. Whew.
Oh, calm the fuck.
Wow, you just couldn't
What the
dodge
fuck?
that.
Why is he not? So maybe the next life. I'm starting to hate this game. Everything was so easy up until this point.
I know and I think that's why me and Jared were able to get or get this far is just because everything else is so much easier until right here.
Yeah.
So it's like difficulty level went woo, through the roof. Like you were able to beat everybody with pretty easily without like the first time around.
Yeah. But this one.
Then this happens.
This one is giving me a really tough time, man.
Something I'll never forget.
We're almost there. We're almost there. And I'm very sad that
I'm
nobody's watching.
hungry.
I know, Joseph, I know.
Hungry.
I know. Take your ugly things away from me. Oh, flip. And oh, flip. I just
You
got
ran
it.
right into him. Great. I think you're going to beat him with like almost killing him like this.
Yeah, we're almost there. Oh, flip. Just die already. Why don't you just die?
Wow. Okay, you might actually stand a chance here.
Oof. If he doesn't crush me against the ceiling again. It doesn't make any sense, the non-existing ceiling. Saw that coming. No.
Look at Alraz learning. Wait until he does his other like big attack.
Oh, flip. What do you mean he has another big attack? Oh, flip. Oh, that did a lot of damage. What is he gonna do? What is he gonna do? Oh, that thing. Ah, flipping hack. Is he gonna keep doing that? Whoa, 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 whoa. How much damage have I done? Should I use it?
You might want to heal.
Should I use it now or should I wait for one more hit?
I think you're gonna need to use it. It does a lot of damage. You saw how much damage
Yeah,
it's
you're
doing.
right. You're right. Yeah. Yeah, that would have killed me. Was definitely a good choice. gonna shoot those things, and then I can just dash to the other
Yeah,
side.
you're almost at halfway on him. You really need to dodge those things. Like those things should not hit you.
That's a complete mess up.
You always have the Nova Dash thing, or whatever the heck that dash.
What is it? What is
Yeah,
I don't
I
see
hate
how.
that
I
so
don't-
much.
I don't see how am I supposed to be able to dodge that. Oh,
Heal.
I don't think we're gonna be able to do this today. Well, we're doing this today definitely, but not in this try. Okay. I didn't know I could destroy those things. I'm
Oh,
guessing
you
they're-
had no clue? Are you serious?
Yeah.
I mean, you could tell that it was taking damage, right?
I know. What is that thing?
Oh, those are viruses stuff. Just dodge them.
Okay. I should probably stop running into them. Oh, look at that. The other way, X. The other flipping way.
Oh my gosh! No way!
Ah, then for I'll never die alone. I'll take zero with me. No, stop using my zero as a shield. Isn't it painful to have to watch while others suffer?
Yes.
Yes.
You can put up with your own pain, but can't bear to see others, especially Zero, harmed, can you? I'm taking Zero, the one most loved by you.
Oh, important. Same thing.
To the underworld. Goodbye, X.
Oh yeah, he's dead. You're so dead. All right. We did this, people. Finally. And that's 15 minutes late, by the way. Oh, hello, Zero.
No!
Zero! What am I fighting for? Zero, ra! No, don't die! Do you hear me? Zero!
Oh, well, he's dead. Oh, flip. This thing's still alive.
Da. You get the idea. Da.
That
Hopefully
doesn't-
Zero doesn't get in the way.
Well, hopefully that's not gonna happen. Ooh, that did happen.
Oh, we got the bad ending.
Oh, that's a bad ending?
How persist.
Oh, that's you, sorry.
How persistent are you? Oh, do I have to do all the dot?
Just ignore.
Sigma.
And... Oops.
X. X. Do. You. Here. Me. Darn. Your. Optimus led. To your own. Demise. You. Should. Live.
No,
Oh,
that's
wait.
me.
Yeah, this is the bad ending.
Oh. Ooh, gee, I wonder who that is. Not yet. Actually, I want you to rest and relax for now. Dot dot dot. So you cheating bastard. Hold on, egg. Dot 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 dot. Just for a few more moments. So Dr. Light heals X. 3 years from then. Dot dot dot.
Man! A large maverick has broken out in
There.
Hori 2146 block. Go into action immediately.
With those hories.
Let's go now. Gotta move on. Dot dot dot. We've been used to living in peace. Dot dot dot.
Hunter A. Since that time, Captain X's eyes have changed. Dot dot dot. Dot dot dot. In sharpnet. Sharpened. How do you pronounce that?
Sharpened.
Sharpened, of course. Dot dot dot.
I can face any enemy now. Dot dot dot. I will feel this way. Dot dot dot. As long as I have this saber.
Dot dot dot.
I'll do it today, Zero. Dot dot dot. With you. Dot dot dot. Forever. Dot dot dot. We'll be together. Dot dot dot. Zero. Dot dot dot.
So that's about end. Oh, okay. So Zero died. Is that what's happening here?
Yeah, Zero officially died in this.
Okay.
Well, was supposed to officially die.
But
Like, this was really supposed to be Zero's like official death.
okay. What is it, like the third, the fourth death? Okay, but so we got the bad ending. Zero dies. What happens on the good ending?
Well, Zero always dies, but I don't think Mega Man gets hurt the way he did. Is the other way. I think Mega Man makes a different proclamation.
I
for
remember.
Zero.
Yeah, I remember. Watanabe Masaharu. I remember a ending where X loses his memory. He doesn't know who this Zero is, and he just has the saber because he found it there. But that doesn't sound like a better ending. So how much better than this can it get?
Yeah.
Can you ask Jared? Anyways, that's the end of Mega Man X. Any final thoughts, Mr. Baron, before I go ranting about this game?
Well, I'm just trying to remember, like, if there was anything else going on.
Well, I have a lot to say, and I don't think I'm gonna have enough time to say it because it's about shower time. So I'm just gonna try to summarize. This game is a mixed bag. The whole Mega Man thing almost completely ruined the whole game for me. It was extremely annoying. That alone is bad enough to make this a not good Mega Man game. Oh gosh, oh no, it's not over. But if you put that aside, okay, that was probably the result of the developers not getting enough time to finish the game. You can clearly see that there are pieces that are not finished. For example, if you let the computer play the demo, it just dies immediately. It plays for like 5 seconds and then dies. I'm guessing that they had a more complete idea for the whole Alia thing where you can just disable it or just skip it or something like that, or make it like a button, but they never got the time. So fine, putting that aside. I still don't feel this game. I understand that where they were going, but it feels to me like they never got enough time to finish what they were trying to do. The way I could summarize it is like a game by fans for fans done wrong. Because they did all of the things that fans always wanted, but they did every single one of them they managed to screw up at every single one of them in one way or another. Like, for example, I always wanted to have a Mega Man game where you can crouch, but in this game it feels like crouching is just slowing you down. It doesn't give you much of an advantage. There aren't that many places where you can crouch and just continue dashing, or the thing where you begin with the extra armors. Again, that's something that fans have always complained is, why does Mega Man always lose all his weapons and all his armors between games? So there you go. Ooh, Hunter rank, and yeah, so on and so forth. So they did all of the things that look, SA40. Look at that. Oh yeah. Yeah. SA40.
Yeah. So I looked up the endings just right now.
Okay, what's the good ending?
This was actually a good ending
Okay.
with Mega Man.
Okay. Is there any better ending?
No.
Okay.
Well, I could tell. I thought for some reason I remember X not getting hurt for some reason or something, but I guess that didn't happen.
Yeah. Yeah, so go ahead.
And taking up the sword. But the only thing is, when it comes to the X series, a lot of times I get mixed, like they sort of combined in my head. So maybe I was thinking X6 ending.
Probably. I don't know. We'll find out about that starting next week.
That's the
I
one
guess?
bad part with X for me is that
you get mixed. You get your Mega Man X's mixed.
yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I had a way more to say, but it's already past shower time, so I'm gonna reserve all of that for next week. Mr. Baron, anything else?
Let's see. No, I think that's pretty much everything.
Okay. Well, if you excuse me, I gotta take a shower.
Yep, Alraz has to take a shower.